So we went to go ride in Empangeni at Damian's farm.
We went with a bunch of guys from Empangeni and they showed us the area.
We're going on a bit of a hectic ride, and I just decided I bought such a soft tyre. I've only done 5 rides on it. It's already smooth on the one side, so I'm just asking the mechanic to quickly turn it around for me. He's giving me the tyre.
So how are you going to survive if you're going to do the roof and you're not ready for rides and stuff? Are you going to be okay?
You know what, they call me the magician. But that could make miracles too. So we came up to the first hill, and Tim went up first so that he could get to the top and film the rest of us coming up.
The first hill that we hit was a very rocky kind of sandy hill. As you get to the top it just gets even more rocky, and then your back tire gets thrown all over the place. So a lot of guys battle. The first time I went up I kind of lost my front end, and then I just sat and wheel spun until I flipped the bar.
Yeah, a few of the guys got up and had a bit of a struggle at the top. There was a bit of a pivot the guys had to sort of pivot around and get through. I sort of went last to kind of see everyone's angle of attack, and I just sort of gave it horns and got up quite easily. It was encouraging for the start of the ride. The second hill we approached was very bumpy and sort of very loose sand. It was quite deceiving. There was a lot of cactuses all over the place.
From the top it looked like a slippery slide. The guys were just battling. As soon as they got to the top of that hill, they were just slipping all over the place. It looked like chaos.
Got up as far as I could, and then it was kind of an off-camber, sort of zigzagging up, and eventually we got up to the top, but it was quite a difficult hill to attack, and we all kind of battled on it. And after that we went through a few nice flowing, dried up riverbeds. Yeah, that was quite fun. We were keeping a good pace.
Nice little dried up forest where we just had time to relax and enjoy the ride. Yeah.
We had the privilege of riding with Brett Swanepoel, a really up-and-coming enduro rider. He's doing incredibly well in the circuit.
He's got the natural talent of just riding up those rocks very fast and smoothly.
He's now sponsored by Yamaha, and he's definitely one to look out for the future. And if not already, because he's doing exceptionally well in the circuit.
It was quite enjoyable to have him on the ride and to kind of learn from the youngster.
Like dry and slippery.
So the ride in Empangeni, there's a lot of thorns I found, a lot of thorn trees, large thorns. We had to dig a few out of the forearms after the ride. It's an interesting terrain, it was quite dry. Overall, nice place to ride.
As we came towards the end of the ride, there's this nice little dried up riverbed that's full of big boulders and loose little rocks. It's great rocks for roof training with those big boulders and getting up those step ups. And it was quite nice to just finish off the ride. We were very gassed after that, but it was great to have that nice technical section.
And that kind of ended the ride, but yeah, it was great.
The following week we headed into Westmead for a nice ride with mates of ours.
Which is just sort of outside of the Pinetown area. Cool, it's Saturday morning, we're out here in Westmead, haven't ridden out here, so yeah, very excited to just check out the terrain with Mark and David, and yeah, very excited for today.
first hill that we got up was very, very dry, a lot of rocks. You can tell it's been ridden there with all the ruts and the hills.
Just sort of on tap, third gear, having to drop down to second gear at some of the more steeper places, and then obviously first. Yeah, Tim did very well. He got up all the places. I was right at the crest or the peak of the hill. I was in too high of a gear, I think second, and I had to just restart and get up and go over. We got to this one section where we went down. It was a nice sort of flowing down section where you're on the back brake through sort of a canopy of bush, and that was really cool. That was quite beautiful.
Just done quite a like a flowy section where we go through the bush and down hills and stuff, and it's very dry. So a couple of sections where you have to leave a gap for the guys to get ahead of you so you can see where you're going. But it's good now. We're just at the river having a break, and then we're going to carry on from here.
Tim and my strategy is to try and ride as many places as possible, and just to sort of keep it fresh and to explore the beautiful landscape and environment that we live in KZN. So Westmead didn't have too many rocks, had a lot of sort of sandy hill, and it was a great sort of new experience to do on a Saturday morning. The Russel White Training Academy has really been beneficial to us. I've noticed the fitness angle has been huge. Just in terms of being able to tackle those hills, and when you get to the top of the hill, you don't stop, you just carry on going. And I think that's really crucial because at our skill level, we're probably sort of at an intermediate level now.
We haven't got 10 years of riding under our belts. So we're not the most technical riders.
We can't necessarily just rely on the skill. We have to be incredibly fit so that when we do make those mistakes, that's going to become more mistakes than that of the gold and professional riders. We need to be able to pick up the bike and carry on. So Russel White has really been instrumental in getting our fitness levels to the level it needs to be in order to complete the roof and to complete the roof really, really well.
You guys have done really, really well. Picked up tremendously well. Fitness is good. The motivation is good. Very happy. Like a little bit more riding, but otherwise they're ready to go.
So I think Russel White's training is definitely our secret weapon in our riding, and put us to where we are today.
Don't forget to like our Facebook page and support Hearts That Hope.